I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Amanda Cupido. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I am excellent. I'm excited. Are you hearing it in my voice?
Yes, I can tell.
Okay.
Lots of excitement.
Yes, I'm excited. Well, do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
All right. And which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
I think we're connecting because of my podcast work. I know you've been speaking with a lot of other podcasters. And so, yeah, given my background in broadcast journalism, I've gotten into podcasting. And so, I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, tell us more. You're like the support of the podcast world, right?
Yeah.
The backbone, if you would.
Thanks. I like the backbone. I've been doing a lot of podcast production work. And so right now I'm in development with a couple podcasts. And I've been helping people bring their stories to life. And so I love just sitting down with people. Podcasting is this new medium, an ever evolving medium that I feel like a lot of people are really excited about, but a lot of people don't really know where to start. And so I'm happy to be that person to sit down with them, give them a lay of the land, and then get them started in whatever their creation may be. And so I've done a lot of work with serialized podcasts. I've done some vignettes, work with thought leaders, and just creating audio for people and doing the production from start to finish. So recording, editing, and voicing if needed in between.
Ooh, you do voicing as well. Interesting.
Yes.
Could you say I love great conversations in a voice that you would use?
I love great conversations.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Can you use that?
No, I wouldn't use it. Like I would ask. No, I wouldn't do that. But it just sounds. I'll definitely use it for those that are listening to it tonight.
Right.
But or when they're listening. But who did you learn the skills of doing what you just did with your voice and even producing?
Well, I started playing around with audio myself. I've always really enjoyed it, but I got my formal training from Ryerson University, where I attended their journalism undergraduate program. And that's where it really began in a formal setting. And then in a work environment, I used to work for a major market radio station in Toronto called CFRB News Talk 10. And so that's where my production skills really were put to work right after school. And I started as a producer there. And since then, I've just been in radio and working with a slew of different agencies and organizations where I was able to build upon those skills in creating things in the audio capacity.
That's amazing. Sounds like fun. Why will you continue to repeat the skill of everything that encompasses the podcast world?
I love audio. I love storytelling. And I just can't even imagine my life without it in some sort of way. I think it's always changing. And so I'm excited to continue doing this for my foreseeable future, and really embracing however it evolves.
Tell me one other thing that you've done, please, Amanda, consistently over the last 3 years.
I have always been part of some sort of active sport team of some sort. And that's almost my entire life, actually, but for sure within the last 3 years. And that's a big part of my life, sports.
What type of sports?
Soccer is my number one. That's what I love to play. And
I was guessing soccer. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably just the picture and your fitness level looks really high.
Thank you. I'll take that.
How does it make you feel?
I love it. I feel it's almost meditative for me. The position I played growing up was goalie. So it's one of those positions where you have to be focused. You have to be looking at what's happening in front of you, and your mind can't be anywhere else. And you really have to rely on your instincts. And I just felt like it forced me to be present and helped me practice being present in other aspects of my life. So
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah.
So why would you suggest to someone that is out there, someone that may be in the production world, or someone who may have the normal 8 hours job, if you would, right? Why would you suggest they do what you've done by having that window of relaxation, if you would, or fitness in their lives?
I would suggest it because number one, the teamwork aspect of it, if you do an organized sport with a team, I think it, it helps you in all aspects of life and not doing things for purely personal gain, but just always looking at the bigger picture. Especially as a goalie, I could never win a game for my team, but my job was just to prevent us from losing or do my best
Hmm.
to keep us in the game. And so even just having that, being that last line of defense, and typically working under pressure, I think has definitely translated in other aspects of my life. And so I enjoy being part of teams. I typically work really well with other people, and just doing what you got to do to get stuff done.
Love it. Well, amazing audience. We are live with Amanda Cupido, right? And you could definitely check her out on her personal website, which is what exactly?
It is amandacupido.com, and my last name Cupido is like Cupid with an O, so
Yeah.
Cupido.
Yeah, Cupido. She's saying Cupido, I'm saying Cupido, but I like Cupid and the O aspect. Well, I do love Amanda. My wife's name is Amanda, so I don't think I'll ever forget this, right? So
Oh,
again,
it's a good name.
yeah, it's a good name. It's a great name. It actually means power, so it could be the Power Cupid.
I love that.
Yeah, so Amanda Cupido, CUPIDO.com. Well, Amanda, let's switch gears for a moment now and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Amanda, what is your earliest childhood memory?
One of my earliest memories, and it's just like a glimpse, and it's me very, very young, walking in the basement of my home and looking up and seeing a big red heart hanging from the ceiling, which
Right.
sounds odd, but and I confirmed it was definitely real and existed. But so given my last name Cupido, you might, fun fact about me, my birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
And so for Valentine's Day and my birthday, my mom would always decorate the house with hearts hanging from everywhere, to celebrate, especially when I was, really young. And so I just have this glimpse of looking up and seeing a heart hanging from the ceiling for my birthday.
Oh. So
Yeah.
how old were you? What birth date was this?
I must have been maybe like 4 or 5.
Hmm.
Yeah, maybe even younger. I was really small, given just the point of perspective of how high I had to look up to look at the ceiling, so
Yeah,
it must have
yeah.
been very short.
So if you had to connect the dots to this memory to who you are now, what would you connect it to?
It's addictive. That's a huge part of my identity is just like really embracing the love and also really going over the top with some of these holidays and really embracing spirit days and getting, uniting over these shared days wherever you are in the world
Yeah.
and whatever days you celebrate. I've always loved that. So how people kind of come together no matter what their background, but just really more so just based on where they're living and what people are doing around them to celebrate whatever their country is celebrating. Right? And
Love
so
it.
Valentine's Day being one of those things. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
Please do.
I love the idea, right? First up, I'll say with being the goalkeeper in soccer, right? We call it
Yes.
football. Only the Americans call it soccer, right? But to see that you are the person that, as you said, is responsible for the thing that can happen for us to lose the game not happen, which is a lot like the producer, right? Because the product is produced by the host and the interviewee, and then it's put into your hands. And then there's so many other aspects, but you are definitely making sure that it's good, right? That at the end of it, what everyone else gets is good. But to compare it now to what your mother did, where she's what actually the producer of love in your life by getting that up there to ensure that you would see it the best way to impact your life. It's just fascinating how that
I
connects.
love that. That's beautiful.
You are welcome. You're welcome. If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
So keeping in line with my mom as a character, I'm gonna say two things. So one does definitely come from my mom. At around that age, Train's "Drops of Jupiter" was very popular, and my mom loved that song. And one of her funny little kinks that is just indicative of her as a person. When she really loves the song, she plays it on repeat for weeks and weeks. Like, she just never gets tired of a song that she loves.
Yeah.
And that was one that she just played for so long. So it really was ingrained in my mind, and this is kind of a sweet trait that I really love about her.
Yeah.
But personally, I know Jennifer Lopez was big as well. At the same time as Britney Spears in that time for me when I was 12, and I always leaned toward someone like Jennifer Lopez, and this song specifically is "Love Don't Cost a Thing" comes to mind. And I loved Jennifer Lopez because she was kind of spicy and but powerful, and she was kind of doing it all. She was acting, singing. Now she's doing all of these shows. She has her own business. She has a family, and I just always really respected her. And so having that song as a memory of that time is always kind of empowering.
Yeah. It's amazing how it connects sometimes, though, right? Like, I mean, the dewdrops from Jupiter is just amazing. That the thing in the sky was like a drop just on the ceiling there, one.
Yes.
And then, well, love don't cost a thing. I mean, like, it really didn't cost a thing to put that up there, but the time necessary, right?
Yeah.
So that's fascinating. Ooh. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Deep. We're getting deep tonight.
We're getting deep tonight. Well, my friend, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Amanda?
Let's do this.
Amanda, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I do have a couple of women that I am mentoring, so the answer is yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
No.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I definitely do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes, 3 hours a week.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
I would say more than 8 hours a day.
After 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook, Amanda. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. Questions like these that hopefully help you to identify your own unique real statement, your mission, if you would. If you, Amanda, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
So this is a big question, and I know it's what you've been working toward. And I think mine changes depending on where I am in my life. It typically is rooted in, following what you're passionate about and seeing what fires you up and going after it with all that you've got. But right now, I think in life, I'm really embracing patience. I know that's one word, but it is what, you can fight so hard for what you want, but sometimes you just need patience and trust the process that, and what you've put out there. And so right now I'm really embracing.
Love it. Amanda Cupido, this was such a great pleasure. Before you leave though, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
My message, I guess, would be for all podcasters, since that's how our conversation started. We'll do a full circle. And I would just like to say, I'm so excited to see where the medium is going, so excited to see what content is being created. And I would encourage anyone who has an idea or a little spark of creativity to follow that and see what they can make.
Go for it. Amanda Cupido, all of these pronunciations, right? Amanda, yeah. Hey, thank you, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.